In what has been a rainy evening in Stephenville, Texas tonight, the UTPB Falcons took on the Tarleton Texans at Memorial Stadium. The Falcons were entering the game 0-3 and 0-1 in conference, while Tarleton came in 2-0 and 1-0 in conference. Hello everyone, I'm Jaydon Hart here with My Falcon Radio. The Falcons got off to a quick start against the Tarleton Texans, but the Texans were able to pull away with the win. Let's take a look at the highlights from that game. The captains for the UTPB Falcons taking the field at Memorial Stadium in Stephenville, Texas. First possession of the game, quarterback Ben Holmes for the Texans throws an interception to John O'Kelly. O'Kelly would fumble, but Chris Hode would pick it up and be tackled down at the Tarleton 15-yard line. The Falcons, with great field position, hand the ball off to Leroy Giles, and he breaks a few tackles. He would find the end zone, giving the Falcons the first points of the evening. Tarleton responded, however, though. Daniel McCants, the running back, making a few cut moves, and he finds pay dirt. 6-6. Both teams missed the extra point. After a 3-and-out by the Falcons, quarterback Ben Holmes finds T.F. Thomas in the end zone, giving Tarleton the lead 12-6 after the Falcons blocked the extra point. Next possession, Christian Brown open on the sideline. Quarterback Taylor Knoll would find Christian Brown again on this drive. Great throw by Knoll, and Brown finds the end zone. Falcons lead 12-13. This would be the turning point in this ball game, at least as far as scoring is going. Doesn't really look like that big of a play, but John O'Kelly was shaken up and he would not return. Then Ben Holmes steps back. He finds Zamari Manning in the end zone, and Tarleton would go on to score several more points in the first half, 32-13. They kicked a field goal in the second, and that would be their only points in the second half and the only points scored in the entirety of the second half. The defense for the Falcons making a great goal line stand here on fourth down, but at the end of the day, the Falcons' offense just could not get things going in the second half. The front seven for the Texans rushed Taylor Knoll for most of the night. The rainy conditions did not help the Falcons either, and ultimately they fell 35-13 to Tarleton State. Taylor Knoll went 18 for 41, 175 yards through the air, a touchdown and an interception. Marquis Simmons, who was coming off that 100-yard game last week, finished with just 36 yards on 17 carries. Tarleton running back Daniel McCants, 20 carries, 162 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while their quarterback Ben Holmes threw 3 touchdown passes and finished with 79 yards rushing for the game. At his weekly press conference, head coach for the Falcons, Justin Carrigan, talked about the loss to Tarleton State.
The one thing I'm concerned about is, do we get too high? As you mentioned, being up 13-12. I said the past 2 weeks I've told the team, don't be surprised when you're ahead in this game. Don't be surprised when we take a lead. And I think maybe we get too excited. I don't know, but we got to be able to play the next play. We got to go 4 quarters, and that's something that I'm not sure we've really done yet on all 3 phases of the game. Be level-headed and play the next play. But we're playing with top-level talent, and we show that we can. We got to be more consistent, got to have a little bit more edge on every single snap to finish off 4 quarters that way.
The Falcons will be back at home next week at Ratliff Stadium facing Western New Mexico at 6 o'clock. It'll be a battle of the winless teams in the Lone Star Conference thus far. Both teams are 0-2 in conference. The Falcons are still looking to pick up that first win after several hard-fought games to open up the season. We'll see if the Falcons can bounce back. Until then, I'm Jaydon Hart signing off for My Falcon Radio.